Drag shoots, scores! Let's get back to it for game number 2 between the Vaughn Kings and the Toronto Titans in this quarterfinals matchup series. I'm Sammy Brzozowski, joined alongside Elias Drakos of the Six Hockey. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to talk about the starting goaltenders because the goaltenders really made a difference in the last game. Now it's the Vaughn Kings. They're switching up their winning goaltender in Joseph DeAngelo, and they're throwing in Justin Young instead. The Titans, they elect to keep the same goaltender in Matthew Lamanna in the net. They trust him to take out the win. After all, he did play a pretty good game, only allowing 3 goals.
Indeed, he did, and he's going to be a key factor in this one if they want to win again.
That's right, and having a good game and being a key factor in game number 1 was Cole Emerton.
Indeed, Cole Emerton, he ended up on the score sheet last game with a goal. Great lateral skating on the blue line, great hands and puck control. His stick and ability to protect the puck is definitely his best attribute in my opinion. A little undersized, but he makes up for it in awareness, poise, and hockey IQ.
That's right, he is a smart player. Him and Nyman walk that blue line very nicely, and they have a ability to just move the puck deeper into the zone over to the strong forwards of the Vaughn Kings. Now, a player for the Titans that also got on the scoring sheet was scoring the only goal of that game.
Indeed, Carter Couchet scored a goal last game. Again, the only goal for the Titans. He's used in all situations at the junior level. He's an average plus defender, solid skater, sees the ice exceptionally well in the offensive zone, accurately distributes the puck, and he identifies seams, open lanes to make plays. He leans distributor more than shooter.
He does. He has the kind of pass-first mindset, which you love to have on a team with offensive power that the Titans have. Not exactly like what the Kings have, but certainly they do have the ability to create plays, and hopefully they'll be able to do that for their sake, hoping to tie this series up at 1. Now, the Kings, they don't want that. They want to take this series 2-0. They want to sweep this one, and they have a good start. They're up 1-0. How can they keep that going?
Young money, Justin Young. You got to see it. You got to show some love for the goaltender. He's going to be an important piece in this game if the Kings want to win. Obviously, change from DeAngelo, as mentioned earlier. So we'll see how he does and if the Titans can get after him or if he's going to be a strong goalie for them. Tie them up. Tyler Clark going to be another player who is going to have an impact if the Kings want to win. And finally, not in our castle. Just play solid defense and you'll be fine.
Play solid defense and you will be fine. Now, the Titans, they don't want the Kings to be fine.
Exactly. For the Titans, hold the crown, right? Again, defense, defense, defense. If you can hold them off the score sheet, maybe to 1 goal, 2 goals, couple goals, don't let them get too much. If you can keep it a tight game, there's always going to be a chance for the Toronto Titans. Lamanna of the match, Titans goaltender Matthew Lamanna is going to have to be very good. Obviously, we saw it was a close game last time, 3-1. He's going to have to really stand on his head for the Titans to win this game, so we'll see how he does as well. And finally, sale price. Just force the Kings to play your own game. I think if they can do that, the Titans, they have a chance to tie this series up at 1.
Control the pace of the game. And I don't know about you, but my stomach is rumbling because I am hungry for some on-ice action.
Game 2, quarterfinals, Toronto Titans, Vaughn Kings, Iceland Arena. It's February 29th. I'm Blake Hanlon, joined by Sammy Brzozowski. We saw the Titans lose to the Vaughn Kings in the first matchup at Herb Carnegie just a few days ago. Sammy, what did you pick up on that one?
I picked up that the Titans are fully capable of holding their own against the Vaughn Kings. Now, coming into the series, we knew the Vaughn Kings are the team that's going to be favored. We knew that their offense has been deemed unstoppable. But for the first 2 periods against the Vaughn Kings, the Toronto Titans, they did stop the Vaughn Kings offense. It was 1-1 for majority of the game. They only lost by 2 goals, and they really, including Matthew Lamanna, held their own in doing so. They created offense of their own, so I think if they play like they did, they could have a chance in this game. A couple more bounces go their way, that game 1 could be a completely different result.
As there's a big chance here on a breakaway shot saved by Justin Young. A good opportunity there by number 72, Devin Smith, to open the scoring for the Toronto Titans in this one. But it's Justin Young saying no, and now here comes the Kings the other way. A chance here. Rebound in front is stopped by Matthew Lamanna once more. I didn't even get a chance here. Shot on net there. Shot scores, but no. Alexander Haig will have to wait as that net was dislodged, and that goal will not count. A flurry of opportunities here for the Vaughn Kings and Toronto Titans to open up this game. Wow, we got some playoff hockey, Sammy.
Not even letting us catch our breath, just jumping right into the action. In 45 seconds, we've already seen an end-to-end rush for Devin Smith. And then we saw Alexander Haig almost get a goal, the first goal of the game there, but the net dislodged. Lamanna discussing with the ref, maybe the ref telling him to watch out, try not to knock the net off again. But geez, what an exciting start, and what a testament to what this playoffs has been already.
Yeah, and as the referees will look to put the net back into place there, is a good time to actually establish the fact that Matthew Lamanna is getting the start once again for the Toronto Titans and also for the Vaughn Kings. Even though D'Angelo played a great game last game, they're going back to the tandem route. That is their strategy. That is what they live and die by, and it's been working for them all season. Justin Young gets a start tonight. He made a great save at the other end a few moments ago. Two great goaltenders in net tonight. The Vaughn Kings tandem is certainly something to watch out for.
Yeah, and unlike how Joseph D'Angelo started game one, he didn't really face any shots. I remember us talking that Joseph D'Angelo, he wasn't really tested until the Titans' goal, their sole goal in that game. But Justin Young, on the other hand, tested immediately with a Devin Smith chance, but he blocked that one away after a solid placement on the shot going far side from number 72.
The Vaughn Kings will look to turn it the other way now through the neutral zone to maybe get that goal back that they may or may not have deserved, obviously to the discretion of the referees on the ice, whether those goals we saw in the other series in this playoffs. We've seen a lot of nets being dislodged, and a couple times a similar situation where goals would go in despite the net being off its pegs.
Yeah, we have seen that throughout this playoffs and throughout this season. So it seems like the rule is basically if it is off at all, it will not be a goal. So I think the Titans, they may have gotten away with one there because that was a beautifully placed shot from Haig, and I think that goes in even if the nets were on its pegs. Obviously, it was not, but I do think they may have gotten away with that one. So they need to tighten up that fast break defense.
Definitely a break for the Toronto Titans and Matthew Lamanna. After suffering a Game 1 loss, they definitely are looking to play better this game and not up the series at 1 and complete or add on to their underdog story that teams are going to be looking at in this series. Maybe a miracle could happen and the Vaughn Kings could lose this series, as they will look to keep it in the zone now. That'll be Gage Brandon getting it in for Elijah Chavez. Chavez behind the net, trying to craft something up, but Gage Brandon will get the puck once more. Gage Brandon gives it up in the middle of the ice. It'll now be Maxime Bonin coming up the other way. His shot is wide and high, tipped out of play into the netting of the ice.
And now I think both teams have kind of settled in. You know, we talk about the first couple of minutes being so important often because that's when you can catch teams off guard. And I think both teams were kind of just a little bit too amped up maybe for the game, weren't playing as smartly and as efficiently as they normally do. I remember when I played, often after the first shift, our coach would just tell us to calm down because we'd be so excited to play, playing so aggressive and perhaps taking a few too many risks. And I think that's what we saw with those first 2 minutes with the Alexander Haig chance and near goal, as well as the Devin Smith opportunity.
The Kings still deep in the zone now. Try to set it out in front to Clarence Elaine, is not met with any stick there. Carter Couchet has the puck around the boards. He'll find number 44, Theodore Harris, his defense partner, who attempt to clear the puck out of the zone, and they'll get it through the zone. The Kings will retain possession. Caleb Malholtra trying to break through. The Titans send it back down, and the Kings once again will just keep it in the neutral zone. Dumping it in, bouncing it behind the net of Matthew Lamanna. Up against the boards now, it's Joey Capel, but it's the Titans who are able to get it out of the zone and set down the ice for an icing, as we'll have a face-off in the zone of the Titans.
Yeah, and the Kings doing a good job moving the puck around, and their forecheck has already been immense. I want to highlight Alexander Haig, who's just had an incredible start to this game. He's been a force on the forecheck. Obviously, he had that chance that we keep mentioning, but that play And that whole offensive zone possession started with him. It wasn't Elaine going into support. Malhotra wasn't really going to support. They stayed high, and it was Alexander Haig fighting off 2 or 3 Titans defenders to get sole possession of the puck and keep it down low. And it's because of him that now they have a face-off inside the zone. And the Vaughn Kings, they definitely have the momentum in this game.
Joey Capel Tyler Clark, my apologies, retaining possession up against the side of the boards there off after the face-off. Still alongside the boards, Diorio coming to help. Chance here, short side, going for the opportunity was Ben Bowen there, but it's turned aside by Matthew Lamanna. Unable to be kept in by Zach Nyman, but he'll still keep possession in the neutral zone. The Titans are really struggling to break through past the neutral zone, even though when they're clearing the puck out of a big hit there by Tyler Clark, when they're clearing the puck away from the Vaughn Kings.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about last game as well. It was the ability to not allow the teams to exit zones. You know, the Kings have done that all season. They've really placed an emphasis on restricting zone entry and exits, and it's why they often have the lion's share of puck possession, because they just don't allow teams to set up. They control the pace of the game. They dictate what's going on, and it's led to so many successes for them.
Nyman's been out there for a while, and he keeps the puck in the zone. So has Diorio. They have both been out there for a while. Ben Bowen behind the net. Not Ben Bowen, sorry, is number 76, Joey Capel behind the net with the help of Elijah Chavez. Now, nice pass there from Chavez with the feet, as it looks like it'll be cleared out of the zone, unfortunately, for the Vaughn Kings. Nyman looks to get a break as well after he gets this puck up through the ice.
Yeah, and we've seen the Vaughn Kings not afraid to use their feet in dangerous situations. It was Chavez there behind the net kicking it over to Joey Capel, but last game we saw a brilliant play from Michael D'Alessio where he kicked the puck out of his own goaltender's crease to get it to the sideboards and get it out of danger. So these guys perhaps are doing some dryland training, playing some soccer, and it's been effective for them so far. We'll see if they use any more of their limbs to help them get pucks into good situations later throughout this game and later throughout the series.
Gage Brandon gets the puck into a nice situation here as he's behind the net now. Gage Brandon gets knocked down by Carter Couchet behind the net in the corner. But he gets back up and uses his body to block that puck from being cleared out. The Titans finally prevail on the clear here, but it looks like it will be icing once more. Actually, the waved off by the referee. It must have been hit by a stick on the way out. That is number 57, Martin Clark, trying to make way with the Titans, but they're unable to break in the zone. Justin Young only able to face one shot so far. The Titans, that lone chance has been their only opportunity to get a goal in this one.
Yeah, we can definitively say he has an 1,000 save percentage so far. I mean, as does Matthew Lamanna in this game, but a very high danger shot for the Titans, as there's their number 2 right there.
Staying 1,000 after a Jamie Biscarni shot off the rush. Nice nifty moves there from Biscarni. He'll line up at the faceoff draw to try to win that one off, but he still adds on to the expertise of Justin Young thus far.
Yeah, and Justin Young, he's looked solid for his first playoff start so far in this one. Lamanna picking up where he's left off, remaining dominant for the Titans. Like we said a couple times in the last game, I think this series could be a lot different, even though we've just played one game, had it not been for either goaltenders.
Saw Ben Bowen getting shoved there by Martin Clark. As that puck is now being dropped over by the faceoff line. As also on the other side, I believe that is Joey Capel and Martin Clark getting added to some cross-checking between the two at the draw as it continues after the puck is dropped here. That was number actually 36, Tyler Clark, who's given Martin Clark some cross-checks there. Battle of the Clarks at the face-off line there.
Yeah, and what Clark will come out ahead, we'll just have to wait and see. But both Clarks have been so solid for their teams. And both Clarks are kind of that unsung hero type role. You know, those guys that come in, don't necessarily play all the minutes, but they play valuable minutes for the team and make smart plays and drive forechecks.
That face-off is won by the Toronto Titans, picked up there by Connor Barrett at the at the defensive area of their off defensive zone. Cleared out by number 11, Tony Kwong for the Titans, but it's the Vaughn Kings who are able to push it the other way. Alessandro Diorio. Diorio behind his net drops it over for Ben Bowen. But there will be another net dislodge. I apologize. Looking around the ice, seeing what occurred for the stoppage in play. And it appears it's the net once again being a problem here in the GTHL.
Yeah, I think if you're a smart bettor, you take the over in net dislodges. I'm sure I've mentioned that before. But it seems to keep coming off. But for the Titans, maybe a brief break they get there to kind of figure out, okay, the Kings are very much dominating us so far, as to be expected. But they've got to find a way to get out of their zone a little bit more efficiently, despite the Kings controlling all the puck possession.
If you were to set a net dislodge fixture for betting, like an over, under, like a kind of a middle area, as chance here for the Titans, but it's shut down there by the Vaughn Kings. A nice chance there for Michael Alexiou to get a goal, but here comes Gage Brandon the other way. I'll ask you this question in a second, Sammy. Joey Capel's shot is dislodged and off to the side there, deflected out in front. Matthew Lamanna wasn't really sure where it was at, as the centering pass over there to the right-hand side is unable to be met, and now here comes Alexiou the other way once again. He's got numbers, a chance here to get the puck through, but it's unable to meet the stick of Tony Kwong. A good chance there for Alexiou to get a puck in front, but Kwong is unable to reach out and get a stick on that one. Now, Sammy, I have an opportunity now to ask you, as now there's a stoppage in play. As nice save there by Matthew Lamanna. Net dislodgements, they've happened twice in this game. They happen a lot in other games. If you were to set a fixture amount for how many you think happen a game, what would you say it would be?
If I was going to set a line, I would likely set the line at either 3.5 or 4.5, and that's how often we've seen it. We've seen it in that Rangers series already, but I think for now a conservative line is 3.5, but I would still take the over as a better, as we look at the pace already, we're on pace for at least 6 net dislodgements, so I'm just playing the smart numbers there.
Alexander Haig backhands it, but it's a little bit wide of the net, wide of the stick of Clarence Elaine to scoop it up as well. Titans really trying to get this puck out of the zone, and D'Alessio rips it. Rebound in front, an opportunity. Clarence Elaine shot, scores, but it might be a high stick, in the referee right away. Clarence Elaine's stick was above the net. There will be a scrummage out in front. That will be a no goal, but definitely an opportunity for the Vaughn Kings that they just missed out on. That's 2 goals that have been waved off by the referees in this one. This one was a high stick rather than a net dislodgement. Clarence Elaine just came up short.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that one hit on the stick. Unfortunately, we don't have the replay systems that perhaps the NHL could have, but I think Elaine is pretty convinced that it was lower on his stick than the referee deemed. High sticks are definitely a hard thing to call that quickly without an additional angle, but nonetheless, some great energy from the Vaughn Kings, and for Elaine, he'll be looking to pick up his first of the game in another situation.
Turning up the other way is Krepner. Krepner trying to find Alexiou on the dump. Oh, crushing hit by Carter Couchet. That may be a penalty. We'll have to wait and see, and I think it will be. Yes, charging is the call against Carter Couchet. He crushed him up against the corner in the boards there.
Yeah, and honestly, good for Josh Levy. He got right up after that, and that was a monster hit from Carter Couchet. A couple too many strides deemed by the official, but really setting the tone on the physicality front. I mean, that was one of the larger hits we have seen in this league, let alone in this playoff so far.
We've talked about Carter Couchet's big body out there. He is one of the tallest, strongest players in the entire GTHL, aged in the U16 age division, and he just proved it right there. Obviously, it's a penalty for him, but we can just see his pure impact. Maybe if it was just not as strideful, and he just like slowed down a little bit, he still could have just thrown up a competitive body check, but wow, what a hit.
Yeah, and I don't think there was any intention to injure. I think a 2-minute penalty is probably fair in that situation, but I do think that it does help set the tone, you know? It lets them know that we're not going to back down, and that's what the Titans need to do in this game. Not back down, not give up, even though they're facing overwhelming odds.
A great opportunity out in front, as Lamanna was kind of caught in no man's land, and he'll get lucky in this one. As the net looks like it might be dislodged again, the referee's coming towards it. I think it might be, Sammy.
We're getting close to that over, because that is 3 for the 3.5. We might even have to extend the line, but we'll see.
You know what I might do, Sammy? I might like one day. I might maybe not me, but I'll tell someone to bet the over, and you know what I'll do? I'll make sure I'll say at least have some of the winnings from that. Place whatever bet you want, but donate it to these facilities to add on to the workers' pay and compensation to ensure that it doesn't happen as much anymore.
But it's just been such a talking point for us this season. It would almost be a bittersweet moment for them not to come off as often.
There's the talking points of the duo in the Marbros and the Markham Majors. There's the JRC top line talent that's divvied up. There's Gavin Betts in the Mississauga Rebels. But you know what always stands above everything else? The net dislodgements. That is what's more important in the GTHL, apparently, to us at the Six Hockey.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's been mentioned more than the likes of Adam Valentini, Alessandro Diorio, Cole Zerwoski, Brady Wasselin. It's been all about the nets and the pegs. So perhaps the OHL priority selection draft, maybe number one? Not the Nets. I mean, they haven't performed quite as well, but maybe they'll squeak into that last round.
They could easily squeak in. They've been definitely a turning point. We've seen one goal in this game and many other goals in other games been disallowed just because of the Nets being dislodged. The Vaughn Kings, though, trying to stop Eddie. Oh, my goodness. What a save there from Matthew Lamanna. Goodness gracious. We talked about how he loved to use his glove. I was trying to get back into the play there. Alexander Haig had a great shot in the slot there, but Lamanna shows that he's the man.
Yeah, and Haig with yet another opportunity. Haig has done a really good job so far in this game at creating the offense. He's been a force for the Vaughn Kings, and he's been one of their more noticeable players. Not to say that he's not necessarily always noticeable, but he's not the guy that you'd think would score in every game. You wouldn't go, oh, I think Haig is going to be the guy to score. But this game, he definitely seems like he's going to earn one. He's been so close so many times, and he's been probably the shining star for the Kings so far in this game.
Cole Emerton rips one off the chest of Matthew Lamanna. Alexander Haig trying to follow in the footsteps of his brother Michael, who is one of the most highly regarded prospects in this upcoming NHL draft. We'll see if Alexander Haig can be selected high in the OHL draft for this upcoming season as well. The Vaughn Kings still have it in their zone now. It's Michael D'Alessio stepping up now, throwing it behind the net. Goes over to Diorio at the point now. Over to Cole Emerton. Emerton to D'Alessio. D'Alessio throws it around the net to Ben Bowen. Ben Bowen gets over to Diorio. Emerton. D'Alessio tries a bouncing puck in front. It might hit the stick of Ben Bowen, but it doesn't. Ben Bowen to D'Alessio. D'Alessio crisscrossing. Shot on net there. A little bit of a knuckle puck, but it stopped easily to the chest of Matthew Lamanna.
And a good job by Lamanna once again to just remain solid, remain calm. He's one of those goaltenders that has the athleticism to make those big-time saves, but has the positioning to not allow for any overreactions or at any moments where he's completely out of position. His goals that he let in the first game were just rebounds and goals that he'd likely never be able to save anyway. So I think he's done a good job so far in this series at just cutting off all opportunities and just giving his team a shot to come back and to try to take down the mighty Vaughn Kings.
Martin Clark able to win the draw, but the Vaughn Kings recover well as Michael Alexiou tries to get through here, but Joey Cabell throws it a little wide there. Alexiou throws it over to Smith. Smith, a good opportunity here. Center in front. Oh my goodness. What a save by Justin Young. Sprawling across his crease and making a phenomenal glove save. Sliding across there like he's Frozone.
That's right. And Justin Young already making his mark on this series just minutes into the game and just over 10 minutes into this period. He has done such a solid job so far. And not to say Joseph DeAngelo did not have a great game, but Young, he has been an MVP so far for the Vaughn Kings. Just remaining so, I don't even know what the word is, just excellent. He has stopped a couple major Titan chances. And if the Titans go up in this game, they've had the defensive skills to be efficient and to not allow the Kings to dominate on the offensive front. We've seen that already in game one. He's already been put to the test a couple times, and he has aced it.
That is just that speaks to the volumes of the Vaughn Kings tandem that they have on this roster. Anytime They'll switch out their goaltenders. It's always a fresh body getting out there on the ice, a fresh set of legs, a fresh set of pads, you could even say, that's able to stop any shot every single night, as there will be a tripping penalty on the play. Looks like Devin Smith will head to the box, and we'll have to wait and see if it will be 2 minutes. It will be 2 minutes for the Toronto Titans. They have to go back on the penalty kill.
And just going back to what you were saying about the Vaughn Kings goaltending tandem quickly, is that to have a tandem of a 1A, 1B can be so effective in this league, because you have a goalie that has an off night. You can throw in the next one. Then he has an off night, and you switch it out. And so they always have an option in net. It's not like you're relying on one certain guy to carry the weight, to carry the load.
As Caleb Malhotra unloaded a nice shot there and stopped by Matthew Lamanna. A little bit of surprising storyline in this series. Cal Monroe was actually the starter for the Toronto Titans to start this year, and he played pretty phenomenal. He made some great games, some good opportunities, but Matthew Lamanna took it over towards the end of the season, and now he looks like he will take the reins for the entire series.
Yeah, and I mean, it really depends on who's performing at that moment. You know, we've talked about it in intermissions and in the pregame. We alluded to it, but in playoffs, you don't necessarily need an amazing goalie. You just need a goalie who's performing hot. You need a goalie that's playing well in that moment. So you got to ride the hot streak. You got to ride the goalie that has been playing the best recently, because if you don't, you could go up into flames immediately. You know, you see a lot of NHL teams. They ride off the backs of hot goalies. Jordan Binnington comes to mind for the 2019 Blues. He's not necessarily an elite goalie in the league anymore, but he was at one point the best performing goalie, and that's what you need in the playoffs, and that's what we've seen from Lamanna, and perhaps what we're seeing from Justin Young. I mean, he's only played less than a period, but he looks unstoppable right now.
Do you think the Kings could elect to break up the goalie tandem if one of their goalies gets hot?
I think perhaps. I think it depends on the situation of the team, the inner workings of the contracts they've signed, or the discussions they've had upon joining the team. But I think if it comes down to it, sometimes a decision has to be made to make a win and to give yourself the best chance. And if Young or D'Angelo is absolutely phenomenal and the other goalie is struggling, it might be the decision that has to be made.
The shot there, cross-creased, is stopped actually a little wide of Lamanna, as the other way now. Michael Alexiou, ahead of steam, is unable to break past Michael D'Alessio, but he'll attack him still, even though he doesn't have the puck.
And Alexiou, he's got to be frustrated with his chances so far in this game. We've seen a couple times him streaming up that near side, trying to get that 1 foot ahead, but he just hasn't been able to blow by defenders as he usually has. I think that's a couple times now that D'Alessio has worked his way back. We saw Emerton work his way back at one point. And so the Vaughn Kings doing a good job at containing Michael Alexiou, who happens to be one of the superstars of the Titans.
Shot there is a little bit wide. Alexiou definitely has come up short on his opportunities in this game so far. A lot of rush attempts on the right-hand side that he's just unable to break past the defense by. That speaks to the volumes of the defense of the Vaughn Kings, as we are coming down to the end of this first period here. 30 seconds left. Still a stalemate. Still a goose egg out here for both these teams. Maybe the Vaughn Kings can string something together here. Andrew Robinson will scoop up the puck. He leaves it for number 36, Tyler Clark. He'll get through the zone here with the help of Clarence Elaine. A puck out in front that he could have pounced upon, but is just missed, and it'll be picked up by Biscarni at the other end. One last chance here. Titans throw it out in front, but it's wide, and will be wide of Justin Young. Tyler Clark will likely dribble this one out or dribble on the floor as he falls down, and this period will come down to a 0-0 stalemate. We'll bring it more in the second period. Still 0-0 between these two teams, but you know what? A new period underway. The second period of this Game 2 quarterfinal matchup. It's still Blake Hanlon, and it's still the beautiful, incomparable, fantastic, spectacular Sammy Brzezowski.
Well, I appreciate all the adjectives you used to compliment me there, Blake, but I'd like to compliment one player in this game, and it has been Alexander Haig, but maybe it should be Zachary Nyman. I'll let you get to that chance in a second, but I just quickly want to say Alexander Haig has had a phenomenal game, and he's been the best player on the ice for the Vaughn Kings in generating a heaping load of offense.
A wraparound attempt from Nyman almost kind of one-upped Alexander Haig's attempts in this game so far, as Justin Young, also a key contributor for the Kings in this one so far, swallows that one up. And the Titans the other way, I remember you were talking about Michael Alexiou, my apology, and you've liked his play so far. He's just come up short in his opportunities.
Yeah, he just has been one step behind where he wants to be. The Vaughn Kings, it's really a credit to their defense. They've been able to cut it off on the near side, and so I really think that they've done a good job at shutting him down because he is kind of their Alessandro Diorio. I mean, he, along with Jamie Biscarni, they're kind of the Alessandro Diorio and Caleb Malhotra duo of the Toronto Titans. So shutting them down goes a long way because the Titans don't necessarily have the same depth that the Vaughn Kings do. But Michael Alexiou, despite facing a lot of hardships in this series so far, has done a good job to keep it going.
As the other way now, the Vaughn Kings have an opportunity here as there will be a penalty called on the play. It looks like it will be headed towards Jake Russell on the attempt from Joey Capel off the break. It looks like it will be a hooking penalty headed to number 90 of the Toronto Titans as the Vaughn Kings will go to the power play once again.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like that's a penalty you take. You see Joey Capel streaming towards the net, one-on-one with your goaltender, Matthew Lamanna. And Joey Capel, he's got a nice set of mitts on him. He knows how to operate in a one-on-one situation, and he does so efficiently. So I think that's a good penalty, a smart penalty to take, and it cuts off any opportunity. But now it puts your PK to the test once again in this one.
D'Alessio has it at the line, but he'll string it over to the right-hand side. D'Alessio to Emerton. Emerton fakes it back over to D'Alessio. D'Alessio over to Emerton once more, passing it between the two defense partners. And it'll go over to the left-hand side, back over to Emerton. Emerton shot on net there, stopped by Lamanna. A good opportunity from the point there from Cole Emerton, but no screen to really get an opportunity or a deflection on Lamanna to get the puck past him.
No, and I think with Lamanna, you're not going to score a lot of point-blank opportunities like that. We saw the goals in the first game. I mentioned it before. It was rebound goals, goals that he didn't really have a chance at. No goalie would have a chance at some of those opportunities. The Alessandro Diorio one especially, he had the rebound and had the whole 4x6. So I think the Vaughn Kings should try to throw someone down low, even if that bumper strays towards the net. Just get a body in front, get traffic, and cut off his line of sight.
As they will look to set it up here once again. That's Gage Brandon with the puck at the point now over to Cole Emerton. Brandon, one-timer, just a little bit short on that one. A good one-time attempt there, trying to pick that far side past Matthew Lamanna. The Titans are able to clear once again and will look for a quick change, get two fresh bodies out there on the ice as Malhotra will have a head of steam up through here now. Malhotra throws out in front. Diorio shot is blocked. A nice chance there from from Diorio, but it's blocked by Connor Barrett. Wraparound chance for Clarence Elaine. Connor Barrett a little bit slow to it, but stops Clarence Elaine from getting a goal out in front.
Yeah, and Connor Barrett with a huge block there on Alessandro Diorio. And then perhaps a little shaken up because he wasn't ready for that Clarence Elaine wraparound. He was facing forward, and I don't think he realized Elaine was hanging so low within the zone. But great awareness from Elaine to realize the defender would not catch up to him, but Lamanna, even better awareness to make that huge save.
They have a plethora of one-timers and opportunities and weapons on the Vaughn Kings there, as you saw Caleb Malhotra once again shoot the puck right at Matthew Lamanna, but it was with speed off the one-timer.
Yeah, and we'll see if Alexander Haig can get anything going here for the Kings. He's been so instrumental in their offensive efforts so far.
It'll be Nyman who scoops up Haig's face-off win. Haig shoots it just a bit wide. Almost spoke it into the existence there of our analyst of Sammy Brzezowski. Malhotra with it now. Haig will pick it up at the blue line. Nyman, a nice little nifty move. He brings it in, drops it for Haig. Haig looking to keep it in, and he does. Nyman still with the puck now. Nyman throws out in front, trying to find Caleb Malhotra. Shot there is blocked by Haig. Haig goes down. Oh, goodness. I hope he didn't get up by the melon. I hope he's okay. We'll have to wait and see if he's going to get up from this one. Hopefully the trainer is able to take care of him. We'll have to wait and see if Alexander Haig is okay. Hopefully, he is going to be all right for the Kings in the rest of the playoffs. He slowly got his way up, but after a while of laying down on the ice in pain after a shot there, Titans have a chance here. Nice save by Justin Young. Haig was able to get up and skate towards the bench. We'll have to keep you guys updated. We'll see if he hops back on to the bench for the Vaughn Kings in this one.
Yeah, we all hope he is okay. And the Kings, it might be a loss without him, as he has been so instrumental with this game. I've been talking about it since the game started. I thought he has been a shining star for them, as I mentioned. He's been instrumental in creating the offense, and his forechecking ability has been immense and on full display in this one. So hopefully he'll be all right and get back to his winning efforts.
Maybe just shooken up there. I remember there was times where I would get a puck to an unpleasant spot there on the ice, or I get hit up against the side of the boards there. You just get the wind blown out of you. You just need a little bit of a break, and that might have been what happened to him there, but we'll have to wait and see what the report is on his health.
We certainly hope he is all right, and the Kings certainly hope he's all right, and I'm sure as do the Titans, as nobody wants to see anybody get hurt in this league, especially at the young age of 16 or 15, as we have a lot of younger players in this league, and a lot of guys just looking to start their careers, and you never want to see anyone go down.
Certainly, even though it's the playoffs, you don't want to wear your teammates or your opponents down. You do not want to ever injure them, and I'm sure that unfortunate opportunity of just trying to clear the puck was felt by the Toronto Titans as Diorio brings it in, now trying to get by Carter Couchet. Carter Couchet shutting him down and using that body to break down the Vaughn Kings' best player.
Yeah, Couchet, we've seen him lay the body a couple times. We saw that huge hit, albeit a charging penalty, on Josh Levy earlier. So Couchet showing he's not afraid to lay the body, not afraid to utilize it against his Vaughn Kings opponents.
As Couchet once again really throwing the body around, especially to the top-end talent on the Vaughn Kings. Diorio feeling that probably in this shift, maybe he'll go off and take a bit of a rest in a bit.
Yeah, and it was Diorio going for the big hit there, and Couchet kind of said, nah, and shook him off. It was a little bit of a reverse hit. And Couchet, I mean, he's a big body, and you can see why he's been such a force for the Titans all year long.
Centering pass here, a good chance there for Krepner to break the stalemate. That puck is deflected out of the arena or the ice surface. And a beautiful pass from Michael Alexiou, too.
Yeah, but once again, what a great save from Joseph Young. Justin Young, because he's just in time. These two goalies, both so solid. You get them mixed up every now and then. But Justin Young, a fantastic save to stop Krepner. And Krepner, he has a wicked shot himself, and it was a pretty fast break opportunity. Could have caught him off guard.
Shot, pass there, shot, scores! Clarence Elaine right in time. Kayla Malhotra, and also Alexander Haig picking up the secondary assist. He's back out there, and he helped get Clarence Elaine his first of the playoffs after a lot of hard work and the first goal of the game for the Vaughn Kings.
And the most deserving assist I think we have seen throughout this series. Alexander Haig has been phenomenal. He blocked a clearing attempt with his face or his neck, and now he finally gets the assist that he's been working so hard at this whole game. Great job by Alexander Haig to use his determination and his passion for the game to come back and eventually set up the first goal, in which could be a goal that goes a long way in this game. I mean, we've seen Justin Young perform so well, so I know the Titans are going to have a tough time getting one by him.
As there was some drawing concerns of Alexander Haig's health after he went down. But ladies and gentlemen, he's okay. And if anything, he's better. He's back, and he's better than ever. And he's looking to extend the Vaughn Kings lead even further in this one, as he did just there.
It shows you how much these kids, how much these young men, they want to win for their team, and they want to carry their team to success. Haig getting a shot that could have easily taken him out of the game, but he gets right back up immediately after being down for quite a bit, gets up and gets himself on the board.
On the board after being off the board. A little reverse call there from the old days of hockey in the NHL. But Alexander Haig is back with the Vaughn Kings. The Vaughn Kings finally capitalizing on a lot of opportunities that they've pounded on Matthew Lamanna for.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they pick up another one soon. We've talked about how the Kings, they score in bunches. And I think if I'm really trying to put on the pressure now. I mentioned how in the first game, that's what I wanted the Titans to do after their first goal, kind of catch them in a sore spot. But I think the Kings should do the same. Really start to push, maybe even take a risk or two. You know you're going to be solid and protected by Justin Young, but I think this is the time where you can really push on the gas pedal, really put pressure onto Lamanna and the rest of the Titans' defensive core, and maybe pick up another one, or maybe get a power play. Maybe just get momentum fully on your side and take the Titans right out of this game.
You could take a risk and go a little bit forward, but they'll have to rely on Justin Young, and they'll rely on him to stop this offensive draw here for the Titans, but it'll be the Vaughn Kings who help out their goaltender and win the draw and get the puck up through the ice now. Scooped up by number 11, Tony Kwong, and dumped back into the ice, and the Kings will repeat what they just did. Robinson gets it up to the left-hand side now. Carrying the puck through the zone. Gage Brandon with the puck. Nice little stop and turn around there. Trying to get the puck through there. Some good contact with Tony Kwong there up against the Titans bench. The puck gets through and will go down the ice there, and it will be picked up by Lamanna left for Carter Couchet. Couchet on his own now. Using his stick to get the puck through the ice there. Gosh, he is so tall and strong out there. Able to just break through, and even using his speed, despite the fact that he is one of the tallest guys out there on the ice.
Yeah, effective in both ends of the ice, and that's a player that anyone would want on their team. A guy who can hit, but also hit himself onto the scoreboard.
Spin-orama, Zach Nyman. Once again, we've seen it a couple times in this series that he likes to pull that move out of the break, as he has just been very crafty at the blue line. The Vaughn Kings trying to break through here now, as it'll be on the stick of Cole Emerton. Cole Emerton, shot, scores! Oh my goodness, simply disgusting from Cole Emerton. Number 41 picks up a goal of his own as he breaks past Matthew Lamanna for a 2-0 lead.
And what a rip from Cole Emerton, once again scoring the Vaughn Kings' second goal of the game. It was the one-timer he had off the stick of Alessandro Diorio in the first game. This time, he carries it in himself after a Ben Bowen pass, and he rips that one off the post in the net, puts that one by Lamanna in a tricky spot, and he's given his team the 2-0 lead.
Cole Emerton is just as good offensively as he is defensively. He is the true definition of a two-way defenseman, one may say, as he has his first goal of the playoffs now, and he's looking for another one, trying to get a pass there over to Alessandro Diorio, as he is looking to add to his offensive capabilities in this game so far. Cole Emerton, I mean, we talked about how great that shot was off the rip there, but just his speed and elusiveness. He skates with such poise and just speed, with not just speed, my apologies, but with like agility when he breaks through past the blue line there.
Yeah, there's times on the defensive front of the Vaughn Kings where you're thinking these guys could easily be forwards with their offensive skill. Cole Emerton obviously is a key factor in that. But then Zachary Nyman, he comes to mind. You know, the way he spins around. We were mentioning just seconds before that goal, how he uses those spins to create space. I mean, call him Pascal Siakam out there, the way he spins around and gets around defenders. And he's done such a good job of it. Another defenseman who likes to get involved in the offense, Michael D'Alessio. So this team, nothing short of offense, and I think Cole Emerton showed the peak of that there.
Titans will look to break it through here, but they're unable to. Now a chance here. Clarence Elaine unable to get a stick on that one there. He'll drop it over for Haig. Haig battling in the corner now. Levy's trying to get the puck there, but he's pressed up against the boards by Devin Smith. As St. Croix will try to push through here there. Throwing it out in front is unable to meet with the stick on that one. The King is unable to get it through there. Carter Couchet, I believe, will get it back into the Kings zone, but they'll go for a change instead of a scoring opportunity. The Titans, even though they have had some great shots when they've had them against Justin Young, unable to get the quantity that the Kings have had against Matthew Lamanna in this one.
Yeah, and quantity and at certain points quality as well. They've had a couple huge opportunities we saw the Krepner breakaway not too long ago, but the Vaughn Kings are beating them in both quality and quantity of opportunities as they've just been throwing everything on net and everything into the offensive zone. And for the Titans, they've been met with the likes of Justin Young, who has been just in time on every single play so far, and he has looked like a force to be reckoned with. if I'm the Titans, I'm trying to figure out ways to solve him right now. I'm throwing anything I can just to see if you can pick up a rebound, a lucky bounce, or maybe a deflection in front.
They've also struggled to get the puck into the offensive zone, and have also struggled to stay out of the penalty box as well. But hopefully, better heads will prevail in this later half of the game as we approach the 3:45-minute mark in this period. If you're just joining us, it is a 2-0 lead for the Vaughn Kings at the hands of Cole Emerton and Clarence Elaine that have broke the second period stalemate. Up against the boards now, trying to get that puck out, get play resumed. Are both of these teams, surely they do not want to have this play be dead any longer, as that puck was cleared down the ice. It looks like it will not be an icing. Waved off by the referee, and the Kings turn it the other way now. The goal scorer, Cole Emerton, breaking it. A nice nifty pass to Gage Brandon. Rebound attempt for Elijah Chavez, but a swing and a miss. But a good opportunity for both those players, Brandon and Chavez, to get a goal on that one. Now the Titans will look to create one of their own here. Of course, it's by the hands of Alexiou, as he did a little nifty move there, but he coughs up the puck over to the Vaughn Kings, and they'll dump it into the zone.
And what a phenomenal couple of shifts we've seen from Cole Emerton to drop that one back for the streaming forward of Gage Brandon.
Yeah, that was a beautiful drop pass there by Gage Brandon, or to Gage Brandon, my apologies, from Cole Emerton. Just shows his crafty elusiveness. He wasn't even looking to play. I don't even know if I saw Gage Brandon there. How did he see him there when I have a different bird's eye view of the ice there?
I know, eyes on the back of his head. And then for Chavez to stream in, to have the awareness to know where that rebound would be, and just caught it off a bounce over his stick. He could have put that one home, and that would have been an absolutely legacy play for the Vaughn Kings. I mean, it looked like a video game the way they connected those passes. The chemistry this team has with just about everyone on the ice is phenomenal to watch, and you can see why the Titans have struggled to score and struggled to keep the puck out of the net.
I feel like we talked about how the chemistry has been building for multiple years for the Vaughn Kings. These guys have played with one another for so long. It's almost like if you took every single player and they had the exact same skill, but they didn't know each other, they might not be as good of a team, let alone maybe a good team as well. But just the fact that they've just grown, they expect how each other play, and they know how each other play, and they've practiced and played with each other for so long, that just makes them 100 times better.
No, and chemistry goes a long way in the sport of hockey, and I feel like people often diminish that quality. When I played with a centerman who I'd played with for 10 years, Blake, and so when I would get on the ice, I know exactly where he'd be, exactly where he'd want to go, exactly where I'd want to go with the puck. And then when we'd get a different line mate, the chemistry would just be shifted. You know, we'd play with players that may have better skill than I or him, but it just wouldn't work as effectively because a lot of it is just understanding your opponent, understanding your teammate and understanding what their play style is and utilizing that to your advantage.
The Vaughn Kings break through here with the hands of Josh Levy. Josh Levy tries to throw it in front. He'll scoop up his own rebound after the block shot off the rush. It will be Devin Smith pinning him up against the boards now, but the Kings break through here. D'Alessio, shot from the point there is just wide. Will wrap around the boards, and the Titans will look to clear it out. In the feet now of Elijah Chavez. Chavez trying to break through. Shot there from Alexander Haig is a little wide as camera malfunctioning right here, but the Kings aren't malfunctioning. A rebound there for Alexander Haig. Once again, throwing it on the net of Lamanna. As their play will be drawn dead here. We'll have to wait and see. Net getting dislodged once again. Adding to the over, Samuel Brzezowski wins the bet that we made up here in the booth of over 3.5 net dislodges. We are at 4 now. But it wasn't, but in the second period, that's the first one that we've seen thus far.
It's the first one we've seen on this side of the ice, too. So this net getting involved as well. I'm glad we got a sneak peek of the ref craft there. I feel like that was a pretty valuable thing for us viewers to check out in the middle of a heated offensive exchange from the Vaughn Kings. So kidding, of course, apologies for that. But the Kings, they just keep pressing on.
Absolutely. As they press on there, a nice save there from Lamanna. Diving into the play was Clarence Elaine, knocking the net off once more. That puck, it'll be waved off there, but Clarence Elaine knocks the puck off, adding to the bet of Samuel Brzezowski. A good opportunity to get a streaming Elaine his own and the second goal of the game.
And to me, Blake, I think that one is a little bit controversial. I think it was one of those opportunities where once again, you know, the net came off, but does it really make a difference? He found the back of the net pretty centered, and Elaine, once again, he's got to be frustrated with this net.
Elaine could have had a hat trick this game. That is something I just picked up on. The high stick that he had, that he was calling for earlier, a goal that was actually counted, getting back in it, and that right there as well. I think he might have gotten the tip there.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Clarence Elaine and the disallowed goals, but what a legacy game it's been for him so far in this one.
He has not been on the luck of the hockey gods in this one. In Mississauga, he is unable to come up, but he's still with a goal in this one, and so far the game-winning goal for the Vaughn Kings. Centering out in front, Alessandro Diorio almost got a goal of his own, and here comes Alexio once again. Maybe he'll finally get through the hockey gods here, and so he'll pass it over there, but it's blocked by the Vaughn Kings as Alessandro Diorio will clear it down the ice with 4 seconds remaining here in the second period. One last draw for both these teams.
Yeah, and if had it been 3 seconds or 2 seconds, the Titans may have considered pulling Lamanna, but I think 4 seconds is likely too much for them. If the faceoff would not be a clean win, it could get dangerous quick. So they elect to keep him in. But you've seen that more and more, goalies being pulled, but they'll elect to keep him in here. A big-time faceoff. I'm surprised they're not overloading a bunch of players on the right side, on the far side, to get off a shot. But it looks like the idea will be Krepner to Couchet.
Couchet looking to unload that cannon. He has the lone goal for the Titans in this series, and it was a rip from the point. He'll look to replicate that before the second period comes to an end. As Malhotra will be replaced with Diorio here. Actually, never mind. It will be replaced with Tyler Clark. Krepner, unable to win the draw. Alexiou on his backhand, throws it up in the air, and the second period will be up in the air with 2 goals from the Vaughn Kings. We'll look to bring it down for the third period. We have the third period underway at Iceland Sports Complex. It's still the Vaughn Kings up 2-0 over the Toronto Titans. They're fierce competitors. They're still trying to get a game out of this series, but the Vaughn Kings are looking to push their opponent on the brink of elimination, closing this one out in the third period. Once again, Blake Hanlon, Sammy Brzezowski. Sammy, we're talking about the life that the Titans can possibly bring to even up this series. What do they have to do in this third period to make sure that they can have that possibility?
Well, they got to be careful with the puck, as it seems like the ice is a little bit over-flooded, as we've seen 2 times already, the puck just getting stuck in a heaping puddle of water. But in all seriousness, the Titans, it's tough. They are in a position where they need to play a riskier game. They need to play a riskier offense. But in doing so, that can open up gaps in their defense that the Vaughn Kings could certainly go through and certainly capitalize on. So what they need to do is try to create offense and take those risks without giving the Vaughn Kings opportunities to tally up the score.
D'Alessio dumps it in after a face-off win by Alessandro Diorio. Joey Capel looks to keep it in for them. Deep in the zone, that's Tyler Clark pinned up against the boards, but he squeaks out of there and gets it back to the point. Shot on net there is a bit wide of Lamanna. Throws it on net there. Michael D'Alessio getting a knuckle puck, but it's swamped up, by Matthew Lamanna.
And Matthew Lamanna, we've talked about this all game and all throughout the series, really. He has been so solid for the Toronto Titans, and this series is still obviously in favor of the Vaughn Kings right now, as is this game, but it would look a lot different had he not been making the big saves he's made. And on the other side, Justin Young, he has looked phenomenal tonight. Justin Young is definitely making his case for the 1A goalie on the Vaughn Kings. Obviously, D'Angelo got the win in the first game as well, but Justin Young has made some saves that D'Angelo, they weren't really presented his way. I think the Titans have done a better job at throwing chances onto Young, but Young has just dominated them the whole game.
Yeah, we talked about last period how a potential outcome for the Vaughn Kings may be relying on one of those goalies a little bit more as their starter as this postseason goes along. You said it could happen. It'll have to be determined by how their play progresses, but right now it's looking like Justin Young has stepped up the most in this game, but D'Angelo is also playing well. The Kings as a whole are playing well here as Haig loses the draw. The Titans trying to get up through the neutral zone, but it bounces off the board back to the Vaughn Kings in their defensive zone. Dumping it into the Titans zone. Now Lamanna tried to play it, but elected not to, leaving it for his defenseman. It will be set up through the neutral zone back to the Vaughn Kings. Cole Emerton will circle around and pass it over to the left-hand side to Jake Power. Throwing up there's Cole Emerton trying to find Gage Brandon. Gage Brandon elects to dump it in, trying to get a trailing Haig to get the puck there, but it will be sent down the ice again, bouncing puck up in the air. For checking, Merrick St. Croix tries to throw a hit on the Vaughn Kings defenseman there. Up through the ice now, Jake Power trying to get through the neutral zone, and he gets it in past the blue line. There will be a call on the play, though, possibly offside, and it looks like they'll be to the red dot there. That's where the puck will be dropped.
It will be. And, Blake, I think that the Toronto Titans, they need to start putting on a little bit more pressure in the offensive zone of the Vaughn Kings. We saw it circled back into the Kings zone, and Power had all the time in the world to kind of circle around, as did Emerton, in their own zone. They should be getting pressured by the Titans. They should be feeling anxious to get that puck away. When you're down by 2 goals, you need to push offensively. You need to force the Vaughn Kings, or whoever it is, to make a bad pass, to make a bad play. That's how you can generate opportunities. That's how you can generate offense from the possession of the other team. And that's not what we're really seeing from the Titans, and I think that's something they need to do if they want to come out ahead in this game.
Diorio trying to come around on his defenseman there, but he gets pinned down. We were talking about earlier how Diorio's taken a bit of a beating in this game. Carter Couchet knocking him down on multiple occasions on one of those shifts, and you could see Diorio was kind of favoring some rest as he went right to the bench after the second hit that he received. We'll see if that will give up. We'll see if the superstar can still maintain his expertise out there on the ice, even though he's been battered around a little bit. As there will be an icing down the other end as Clarence Lane just missed the puck on that one. It'll be sent in the Vaughn Kings zone.
We've seen a couple of Vaughn Kings kind of battered and bruised today, like you said, worse for the wear. We saw Alexander Haig earlier in this game getting shot with a puck that was supposed to be cleared out of the zone, but it ricocheted off him, and he was down for quite some time. But luckily for him and luckily for everyone, he came back, and he ended up potting an assist.
He did get an apple on that play there. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, so you could say that the apple kind of prevented him from getting that injury that he might have gotten in that one, so maybe the hockey gods were on his side. Shot there off the side of the boards there of Justin Young's right-hand side. The Titans still trying to up the pressure that Sammy Brzezowski challenged them to bring it to the table here, kind of play with play with nothing to lose like we were talking about earlier in the game, and they got to bring it to the table here in the third period. And they will look to do so here on the left-hand side, but he circles back there. That is number 23, Michael Lee, who tried to get there. Sorry, number 67, Michael Alexiou. Alexiou also threw a ginormous hit up against the boards of Tyler Clark there. Alexiou may be a little bit frustrated. He's had a couple of opportunities to get off the rush and get a goal of his own. Throwing the puck up against the boards there, a weird choice there from the Titan superstars. There'll be an offside there, so at least he gets a whistle out of that clearing attempt.
Yeah, I think that was just frustration. He was just trying to ice it out, but I don't think he realized what angle he was shooting it from. So it looks like he was just trying to fire it down, ice it, get a breather. But there, it was just a weird angle. So that odd bounce, it looked like he just was passing it to himself, but obviously not his intention.
Yeah, he intended, I think, the ricochet to bounce over to the middle of the ice there, down towards the Vaughn Kings end, but obviously it was more of a ricochet that paralleled right back to him, as there looks like there will be a call here on the play. We'll have to see what the call is. I think it will be kneeing on Merrick St. Croix. He's putting his hands up, not knowing what he did, but it will be a kneeing, and I think a 4 minutes on the power play right here for the Vaughn Kings. So a lot of opportunity, a lot of time for them to find their third goal of the game.
That's right. I believe in this league, a kneeing is an automatic 4 minute. Otherwise, it would just be called a trip. But a dangerous play, because going knee on knee can lead to a heap of injuries. But like you said, the Vaughn Kings, their power play is very dangerous, and it all starts now.
D'Alessio drops it off. Shot there is just a bit wide from Alexander Haig. It will go out of, my apologies, won't go out of play. Lamanna actually made the stop on that one. My apologies. Not trying to take a save away from the goaltender. He's made so many tonight, but he'll have to make a lot more here if the Vaughn Kings, the Toronto Titans, my apologies, want to keep this deficit still at 2. Cole Emerton's unable to keep it in for the Vaughn Kings. He's circling back, trying to survey his options and get the play set up in transition. Cole Emerton throws it up the right-hand side to a Vaughn Kings forechecker. On our right-hand side, that's Caleb Malhotra, who drops it back, turns it over, though, and the Titans are able to clear on that one and will also trail Krepner, trying to get opportunity shorthanded here, pressuring Michael D'Alessio.
I like that from Krepner. Now everyone's got to follow his suit and do it when they're even strength as well. Put pressure on the puck carrier in their zone.
Cole Emerton bringing it up. We saw a goal of his earlier, but that will be offside. He won't have an opportunity to score on this opportunity here, even though he found Twine earlier in the game. A beautiful shot from him earlier in the game. We talked about it a lot in the intermission.
That's right. That was beautiful. He picked his spot perfectly. It ricocheted off the post, came in with confidence. That's what I like about his game. When he skates into the zone, you see a lot of defenders try to be a little bit more tentative, but he came in with the confidence of a forward and ripped that one home.
Robinson over to Nyman. Nyman shot there. Just a bit wide. Will be turned aside. Couchet will look to clear it out, but it will be Nyman who's able to keep it in. Nyman circling back. Nice edge work to get over to Robinson now. Robinson entering the zone. Robinson passes over to Diorio. Diorio, shot, scores! He finds Twine past Matthew Lamanna. The Vaughn Kings extend their lead to 3-0 after a beautiful goal from Alessandro Diorio.
Yeah, and a beautifully placed shot from Alessandro Diorio after a nice power play. Shifts it all to the far side, right near the benches, and he's left kind of alone, ready to pick his spot. And one thing about Diorio is when he's alone, he can find that spot. He can rip it home, and he's one of the only players that I would feel 100% confident that I wouldn't want to leave alone, as it appears there will be another penalty here.
It looks like Carter Couchet will also go for kneeing here, as I believe the referee did signal it, but I think because of the goal happened there, it will get canceled out and just be a 2-minute penalty. We'll have to wait and see. The referees are talking to the Toronto Titans bench and talking to the coach here. We'll have to see if our speculation is correct. But either way, it looks like there will be a 2-minute penalty towards the Toronto Titans there, despite the fact that they just killed that last one from the not killed it, they lost that from the Alessandro Diorio goal. You talked about Diorio going alone and having the opportunity. It's not even just how good he is, and he has an open space to shoot it, but he also has all the time in the world to really pick his shot and hone in on his target and rip it home. And that's why I think you like him so much on that opportunity there.
Yeah, and I mean, Lamanna, he did a decent job at trying to cut off the angle for Diorio. I don't think he was up against his post quite enough, and I think that's what Diorio took advantage of. But like I said, he picked his spot and ripped it with confidence, and that's what you need to do. You need to have confidence in your shot, because it'll just make you a better player, and it'll give you the opportunity to put it home, just like he did right there. Diorio is one of those guys that has had that ability for quite some time, and we've seen it on full display all throughout the season.
He definitely has a little bit of style towards his game, a little bit of Dior, you could say, from Alessandro Diorio. Shot there is turned aside by Matthew Lamanna. Open rebound. It was a nice clearing attempt from the Toronto Titans to get it down to the ice, and it will be Justin Young shoveling the puck over to Zach Nyman. Nyman carrying up the puck now. He gets through here with a lot of open space there. Not a lot of pressure from the Toronto Titans when he breaks into the zone. He wraps it over to Alexander Haig. Haig gets it deep into the zone, back over to Nyman. Nyman, shot, one-timer from Alessandro Diorio, just a little bit wide there. A good opportunity to get another one-timer for the Vaughn Kings there, but he just missed his mark a little bit, maybe hit the blade a little bit too much.
Yeah, it looked like he didn't square up completely either, as it went just far to his right side. I don't know if he was ready for the pass quite as much as the other one.
Also, important thing to notice, it is actually 5-on-3 for the Toronto Titans. We said it might have been 5-on-4, but I think there was just another penalty that occurred on the play, and they chose to just elect a 5-on-3, but make it both 2 minutes.
Well, I think it was the 4-minute earlier that got cut off, and then the Couchet 4-minute that got divided because of the Alessandro Diorio goal. So a super unorthodox power play. They score a goal, and then they get to go on the 5-on-3 as a reward. That's pretty awesome.
It is another opportunity for them to extend it even further than this one, as that shot is saved by Lamanna. Lamanna has faced a flurry of shots tonight. I think we're almost at the 30-plus mark for the Toronto Titans that they've had to give up towards their goaltender. The Vaughn Kings have really been dominating on the offensive front. We'll see if he can continue doing this in this power play here, hopefully holding on the Vaughn Kings' power on their power play.
Yeah,
The
but
shot there is also turned aside by Lamanna. We'll let you talk right now, Sammy, but I think Tyler Clark had something to say before you had something to say.
no, and that's fine because the Vaughn Kings, that's how fast they can turn the offense around before you can even catch your breath, get your point across. They are capitalizing. And I was just about to point out, you mentioned how they have this power on their power play. It made me think maybe they throw out some guys who aren't usually on the power play. They're up by 3 goals. They have a 5-on-3. Guys like Jake Power might go out there. Guys that aren't always on those units. Maybe you see Jensen Geldart go out there. Maybe you see Bruce go out there. Maybe you see Chavez get more time as he might be suited into the center role. We'll just see if they start to play with line combinations the further this game goes and the further they feel confident in getting the win.
Power, power, power. Maybe you see Jake Power out there. That's what Sammy's calling for them as a puck trickling out in front is stopped by Lamanna. The Titans trying to get it out of the zone. Now, we were back at even strength as both teams are at full strength here and are balanced as all things should be on hockey. A lot of calls going towards the Titans' disadvantage in this game so far. They bouncing puck in front, stopped by Lamanna. Sorry, the Kings can just turn on at any point. Every time I want to make a point across, they get a point chance of their own where they want to make a point of trying to get a goal. Titans have given up 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 penalties so far, some of them being 4 minutes, Sammy. They've spent a lot of time in the sin bin.
I mean, and that's bound to happen, right? When a team controls puck possession, it's only nature that the team trying to get it away will take a couple penalties, and that's what you see a lot. You see teams that don't necessarily have the best standings or don't have good puck control statistics often lead in both penalties and hits, even on the higher levels and on any level, really, because that is just the nature of the game. If you don't have the puck, you're often defending, and that's what the Titans have been forced to do, and that's the task that's been thrust upon them.
They'll look to stop this chance here. Gage Brandon wins the draw over to Malhotra. Malhotra's shot is wide and high, but it'll be able to be kept in by Robinson. Robinson wraps it around. Kept in by DeLessio. Nice stick there. Gage Brandon drops it off. Malhotra battling. Clarence Elaine also helping out Gage Brandon and Elaine up against the boards now. Clarence Elaine brings it up. Wraps it around. Shot. He scores! A wraparound goal to extend the lead to 4-0. Clarence Elaine, have yourself a night.
Clarence Elaine could have a memorable legacy night. He could have easily had 4 goals in this game had he not had them taken away from him. We saw that high sticking earlier. Clarence Elaine has been a force. We talked about the stellar play of Alexander Haig earlier in the game, but Clarence Elaine emerging as the MVP of the Kings in this game, really finding his stride in the offensive zone and scoring creative goal on the wraparound. A beautiful opportunity from him, and he made no mistake.
A true power forward type play there, using his body to get out of the corner, bring the puck with him, and use that speed and elusiveness to get around the net and just tuck that one home, swatting it by the pad of Matthew Lamanna. And now the Vaughn Kings are up 4-0, and Clarence Elaine certainly has been a key player in this game. The Titans have an opportunity, though, to get one back, though, but great defense by the Vaughn Kings. Cole Emerton and Jake Power really shutting that down on the break.
Yeah, and Emerton, he's had himself a game as well. He's always a reliable defender. Getting on the board isn't necessarily a surprise for him, but he's really stepped up in this game. Game 2s in a series out of 5 can be so important, and I think he knew that going in. I think he had a mission in mind. He wanted to help carry his team to the win, and he has done just that.
Justin Young tries to shoot it down, but it'll be off the skates. My apologies to Tony Kwong. Tony Kwong almost sent that out of play there, but it's still kept in, luckily, on the ice for the Titans. Bonin will come out and try to play the puck here. Actually, Carter Couchet will kind of try to give the puck. My apologies. Michael Lee got in there. The Vaughn Kings turn it the other way now. Tyler Clark alone. Shot. Saved by Lamanna. Breaks off the open shot there. Cutting off the play. And there is a fight happening here on the play. Clarence Elaine, the MVP, is in a headlock by Maxime Bonin. Oh my goodness. Out of nowhere behind the play. Those two got in a little bit of a tussle. Goodness gracious. The physicality and aggressiveness is getting up now here as 4:29 is left in the third period.
Yeah, definitely ramping up now, and good job by the referees to kind of separate any other players from joining in, because you see your teammate in a headlock, you want to go rush and help. That's what Andrew Robinson did there. But the referee, he separated Robinson from the incident so it would remain isolated. I'd be shocked to see a misbalance of the penalties here. It'll likely just be a coincidental minor. I don't think it'll be 4-on-4. It'll likely be 5-on. And it looks like, yes, it'll be 5-on-5.
5-on-5, I think both players were at fault there. It's definitely an interesting take. I want to ask your opinion on this. There's 4 minutes and 25 seconds left. There was 4:30 just a moments ago around there. The game is likely out of reach for the Toronto Titans. Do you see any reasoning of why guys are getting at that, are fighting like that, other than the fact of just frustration?
No, I mean, I think frustration is definitely the key factor in it, and maybe on a very minor note, they might be trying to penalize some of the better players, give themselves a chance, but I honestly doubt it's that. I think you're right to say that's just about frustration. They've had 2 hard-fought games against the Vaughn Kings, and they have held their own for like majority of both those games, and it just slipped out of their grasp towards the end. So only scoring 1 goal in 2 games can definitely be frustrating, and I can see why the Titans are starting to get a little bit of tempers and get a little bit upset with the results.
They've also not managed to get a shot in this period thus far, unless you want to count that one from Tony Kwong off the skate that Justin Young tried to play. Caleb Malhotra dumps it over to the left-hand side. It'll be picked up by Josh Levy, who's stepping up from his defensive positioning. Behind the net, Levy tries to get around, and he'll drop it over to Malhotra. Malhotra on his backhand against the left side of the boards. He'll wrap it back around, trying to find Levy, but Levy will drop back, and it'll be at number 76. Joey Capello picks it up, pinned up against the boards. Levy comes in to help, tries to get a stick loose on that one. A bouncing puck comes over to Lamanna, but it's turned aside. Shot there for Diorio, and it's it's in the net, but it will be called off. I believe the net got dislodged. Once again, you see the referee waving it off, even though Diorio really picked that far side, and it looks like the net did get dislodged or something on that play.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened on that play. It looks like the net maybe shuffled a little bit. We did see that Lamanna is talking with the referee. He lost his stick at one point, but that wouldn't be enough for a whistle. So the net, yeah, just slightly askew and blowing the whistle. Maybe the referee's just mentioning to Lamanna that, hey, you got to be careful with knocking the net off its pegs. But Diorio potentially robbed of his second goal of the game. And now we've seen the Vaughn Kings. It could be maybe 7-0. That's 3 goals that have been disallowed now. It could be a 7-0 game as opposed to 4. I mean, I'm sure they'll still be happy with 4 goals, but just weird management from the referees here and weird management of these nets.
Yes, now you are finally getting on my train and understanding about the nets in this game and in this entire playoff runs thus far. But yes, like we mentioned, there's been over 4 net dislodgements in this game, and now my apologies, 3 disallowed goals for the Vaughn Kings. So definitely some obscure behavior coming out there on the ice. Good opportunities there on Justin Young, but he turns them aside, and good blocking from his defenseman.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do, because right now you are thinking about your goaltender. You're thinking about the right play for him and wanting to get his solo stats. I'll say it without saying it there.
As it looks like there is some pushing and shoving and some slashing between Jake Power and Michael Alexiou. Goodness gracious me. I saw a hand up earlier. We'll have to see. As you see, Martin Clark got shoved there up towards the net there from number 92, Gage Brandon. Alexiou will certainly go to the box in that one. And also number 21 of the Toronto Titans will also go to the box, Connor Barrett. Actually, Alexiou will not go to the box. It will be Maxime Bonin. Alexiou has been thrown out of the game. Oh my goodness. I mean, thrown out of the game, but it looks like the Toronto Titans are already out of this game. Frustration boiling over, trying to spark something from this team. We'll see if when this penalties are settled, the referees decide what the punishments will be, and we'll get to that point there. It looks like there will be a long time to decide who the culprits were. As we're back into the play now, a little explanation up in the booth from what happened on the ice. On the play earlier, there was a hand held up high, and it was Connor Bear who had a tripping penalty called upon him. So that is the 2-minute penalty that's happening right now. However, as you saw up against the boards near the penalty box, it was Jake Power and Michael Alexiou going at it. I believe Jake Power may be in the box serving a coincidental penalty, and Alexiou would have faced one for... actually, Jake Power is not in the box for the Vaughn Kings, as he didn't really deserve. So as Michael Alexiou slashed him very aggressively out of nowhere, and he was also kicked out of the game. But now another penalty on the play. Nathan Krepner will go to the box for the Toronto Titans, and he will join Bonin in the box as well. I believe Bonin is in there for aggressing after the play as well. We have 3 Toronto Titans in the box right now, but it's only going to be a 5-on-3 power play. But wow, a lot of aggressiveness happening out there on the ice.
And the Vaughn Kings, I mean, they have had some luck on their side in the penalty distribution. It's been a lot of Toronto Titans and not a whole lot of Vaughn Kings in the box. And we've just seen more and more Titans, as it appears the refs are talking to the fans.
Is a fan being kicked out of the game? We'll have to wait and see. You see the fan at ice level there is kind of looking around like, what? Is he talking to me? But I think it is someone up in the rafters potentially just chirping the zebra from ice level from up in the rafters. You might have heard some name calling there. The parents, they are very passionate in the GTHL, especially when the playoffs get rolling. But this game will get back rolling as there's only 2:12 remaining in this one. That puck is sent down the ice for the clear, and it will be Justin Young playing with it, backhanding it over to Jake Power. Jake Power was the victim of a Michael Alexiou slash that resulted in Alexiou getting kicked out of the game. Josh Levy knocked down there was another Vaughn Kings forward, and it looks like there will be another stoppage in play here. We'll see what the punishment may be here. Maybe another power play. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. Either way, he will likely go to the bench and recover. Actually, he will stay on the ice. That was Tyler Clark that got knocked down, Sammy.
Yeah, and I believe there's no call on the play there. It was a nice knocking down by Jamie Biscarni on the far side boards. And I think the Vaughn Kings are just discussing with the referees what happened. The puck went out of the play there off of Vaughn King's shot, but I believe the Vaughn Kings thought there was going to be another penalty added and prolong that 5-on-3, but alas, it is just a whistle and just outside, so they still have quite some time on this 5-on-3 nonetheless.
Yeah, the Titans have really been putting terror in their opponents this game so far, not even just when penalties occur, but from when a lot of just coincidental plays occur out there on the ice. And we saw Carter Couchet, who had a roughing penalty earlier in that one, or charging penalty, my apologies, and even just kind of the grit and grind of this game has worn down some of the players. Alessandro Diorio faced a lot of Carter Couchet punishment through body checks. So we'll see if that plays a factor for the Vaughn Kings, but it doesn't seem to affect them in this game. That shot is just wide, a one-timer from Elijah Chavez. Rebound throwing out in front of Lamanna. But one thing that stayed constant is Lamanna has kept the Titans in this game, in this series. He has been truly the one superstar who's really stepped up for the Toronto Titans. As we break the 1-minute mark here in Game 2, there is 53 seconds left, and it'll be Malhotra carrying up through the blue line now. Caleb Malhotra. Nice pass over there to Joey Capel. Joey Capel shot low, stopped on the pads of Matthew Lamanna, closing that 5-hole there, but he will pick it up once again. That is Joey Capel behind the boards, throwing it around to Josh Levy. Josh Levy. Jake Power. Jake Power throws it on net, blocked aside off the blocker of Matthew Lamanna. Up against the boards now. Some more sticks coming out in front. Jamie Biscarni is going to try to carry this one out as there is 23 seconds remaining here and only 6 seconds left on the power play. It will be even strength only for a little longer here, but likely the Vaughn Kings will elect to dribble this one out and win this game 4-0. We'll have to see if they start something here. Krepner may come over and put some pressure on them, but it likely will be a dribble out scenario for the Vaughn Kings. They'll pass the puck around as they shared the victory in this one, and they'll share the puck in this closing seconds in this one, tapping Justin Young, winning this game 4-0 over the Toronto Titans. They're up 2-0 in this series.
The Vaughn Kings are one game away from advancing to the semifinals after they win this one 4-0 in a very convincing fashion. And Elias Drakos is joined alongside me. I'm Sammy Brzezowski. This is the Six Hockey. You already know that. You know us. You love us. But who I really loved was Clarence Allain tonight.
Clarence Allain, he is my number one star. 2 goals, had a great game. He was half the scoring for the Kings, so definitely a great job by him. Justin Young is at number 2. Again, really nothing wrong with his game tonight. He didn't really do anything wrong. He had a perfect game, no goals given up. You can't ask for anything better than that, right? And Alessandro Diorio slotted in at number 3. He had a goal as well. Also a good game from him. Kings won it 4-0.
They did win it 4-0. I mentioned how it was a convincing victory. Now, in Game 1, we talked about how the Titans, they had a good effort, and the Kings, they didn't play their best game. In this one, we still didn't think that the Kings played their best game, but it was the Titans not with the same effort.
Exactly. Just the Titans taking too many penalties, and you really need to be a little bit more disciplined against this Kings team if you want a chance to win. Bit of a tough game. You got to stay out of that penalty box, and I think if they do that, you never know next time. Maybe they'll have a better fate, shall we say.
Well, I don't know if you guys believe in miracles, but that's what it's going to take for them to come back, win 3 straight against the favored Vaughn Kings team. But anything can happen. We'll see if that starts in Game 3. Nice move there from Diorio. Toe drag, shoots, score!